Very good evening and a warm welcome to each and everyone gathered here to take part in the silent moment. Not only it is a moment of happiness and nostalgia for us, but also an opportunity to reflect on our learnings and achievements. Our alumni have established themselves as successful individuals in almost every field of their lives, and we could not be any prouder. And on the other hand, to update about our very own college, CMS has been given with A plus grade by NAC with 3.38 points. It has secured 82nd rank by NIRF in the year 2020, and it is also recognized under the Star College Scheme DBT Government of India. And it is clear that growth of students as well as the college goes hand in hand, where our college is itself a very good example. To step into this very special occasion, let us begin with a prayer song. Now I call upon Divya of 2nd UG for prayer song.
காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசியன் முன்னங்கவர்க்கு ஏடுடைய மலரால் துணை நாட்களில் அருள் செய்தார் ஏடுடைய பிரமாபுரம் ஏதிய பெம்மானிவனே.
Thank you, Divya. Now I would like to invite our HOD Mridula ma'am to welcome the gathering.
So once again, good evening to all. And first of all, I extend a warm welcome to all of you, especially to today's speakers, Mr. Nigesh, Ms. Gayatri, and Savita. So I hope when they, during their session, they'll tell you who they are now, what they are doing now. So I'm not introducing all this now. So without wasting time, let us go into the matter. So once again, I extend a warm welcome to these three persons of today, Mr. Nigesh, Ms. Savita, and Ms. Gayatri.
Ma'am, sorry to interpret. Ma'am, video on ചെയ്താ മാമിനെയൊക്കെ ഞങ്ങൾക്കൊന്ന് കാണായിരുന്നു.
No, okay, I'll do before you leave. I'll do.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, yeah. So and I extend a warm welcome to all of the staff, faculty members, and students. I know many are suffering in this pandemic period. Still, all have made it a point to join. So, on behalf of everyone, I extend a warm welcome to all. So let's start with, and I invite Mr. Nigesh, the first speaker, to unmute and switch on your video.
Okay. Hello. Good evening, all. Can you hear me?
Yes, Nigesh, you are audible. Yes.
Yes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nikesh. I'm currently residing in Bahrain, and we are me, Savita, and Danesh also joined. We are the first batch of MSc Mathematics in CMS College, and after I completed my masters in mathematics, I completed my B.Ed and from Kerala. After that, I moved to UK to join my business administration. So I completed my MBA from UK, and I was there in UK for 6 years. Then I moved back to Middle East. Now I am working as a director of operation of an Australian franchisee called Gloria Jeans, and that is about me. And I have a daughter. She's studying in 2nd standard in Indian School Bahrain, and my wife is Amrita. She's also working. She's working as an accountant in one of these in Bahrain, one of these banks. So that's all about myself. So I don't know what else to say more. So, ma'am, what is this all about? What we need to discuss or?
Yeah, 1 minute. So anybody would like to ask him any question? How did he go to London? How did he do his MBA there? Or anything you would like to ask? Anybody has any particular question you can put. Otherwise, I'll request him to give you an idea of how to do MBA in UK. What is the advantage? Anybody has got any question? No, I don't think they will ask any questions. So Nigesh, you can just throw a little light on how did you do MBA in London?
Okay, so once I completed my B.Ed, I got an opportunity to write an exam. It was being conducted by British Council of India in Chennai. Sorry, not in Chennai. It's in Ernakulam, in Cochin. So I got selected through that for Wales University, and I got a scholarship for 40%. So then after that, they had a training session in Chennai, that is in British Council. So once we completed that, so they, from Wales University, they gave me an invitation. And after that, we have to go for some exams and all. So once it is completed, they are requiring for some financial, the statement to be shown. So for me, I take up a bank loan from India. Then it takes me around 6 to 7 months to be there in UK. Then the course was really fine, and it was really fun to be in UK for 2 years. And while I am doing my MBA, I used to work in a restaurant to get some part-time job to survive there. So that's the reason I was, fortunately or unfortunately, I moved to hospitality industry. But the advantage of being a mathematician or mathematics student, it makes me a lot of advantage in this industry as well. Why should I say? Because I don't have any background with the hospitality industry, because I just work part-time. Like when you are a student in UK, you are supposed to work only 20 hours in a week legally. You cannot able to work more than 20 hours. You can work, but it's illegal. So it is very easy to get a job in the restaurant industry. But being a mathematics student, when you are doing what you call the part-time job, you have a clear idea about accounts, finance, and all, because it's all about figures. So being a mathematics student, for me, it makes me easy to understand the financial part and what you call the finance, the figures. So it makes me more confident to go for a managerial level in the hospitality industry. When I came to Middle East, so now the Middle East also, all the corporate, nowadays, all the corporate, they are relying on figures, like mainly the profit, loss, budgeting, capexing, all these things. So being a mathematics student, it makes me a lot of easier to understand all these things with the figures. So when we are as part of the international franchisee business, to doing an yearly budget, to doing an yearly capex and all, for being a science background, mainly maths background, for us it is very easy rather than a management student. The management student have a good idea about this different marketing strategies or management structures and all, but most of the corporate field nowadays, they rely on figures. So for how much end of the day, they have to know about how much you make a profit, how much you make a sale. So it is, for me, it is very easy to achieve all these things. So I think being a math student, wherever, you have a fundamentals of all these corporate. Nowadays, you can see that every movement or every job is related to corporate. So being a strong background of being a strong understanding of mathematics, I think it is very easy to move or to what is called after your graduation or post graduation. It's very easy to move forward with any branches of your career, whatever you are looking for. So that's all about me to tell you about myself. So if you have anything to ask, I'm very happy to answer if I know.
So Nigesh, this is Gayatri here. I have a question. It's an awesome background that you have got. So my question is, why did you choose to do management after completing your B.Ed?
B.Ed because basically I like to be a part of a teacher. I like to be a teacher. But when I had an opportunity to be in UK, so when I doing my part-time job in hospitality, because as I mentioned, it is very easy to get a job in hospitality industry. And when I went to hospitality industry, to be honest, hospitality industry is a very, very wide firm. You know, it is a very, they have a lot of opportunities out there. So when I completed my business administration, I got an opportunity to work in one of the leading group in the UK. It's called as a TGI Fridays. So I got opportunities to be a management trainee and being the training manager of that concern. So being a with the background of B.Ed, to be honest, I made myself as a good trainer. And also nowadays in this franchise business, they are into, as I told you, they are really into figures. So what I said, because I think I just what you call diverted my field from a teaching level to a trainer come the operations director.
Sure, got it. Thank you.
So, any other question? And to
Yeah,
yeah.
One more question, ma'am. Sorry. So why did you decide to move from UK to Middle East? Because as far as I know, UK should have
because I got
a good lifestyle and things like that compared to Middle East, right? I'm not very sure, but this is what my assumptions about UK and Middle East. So why did you choose to go there?
Absolutely you're right, because I got a residence permit from UK, and also with regards to the financial terms and conditions, and all, because when I used to work in UK with TGI Fridays, when they are planning to open their franchise business in Middle East, they decided to put me on board. So I'm the one who was leading that franchise in Middle East, all over Middle East, like for example, Bahrain, Dubai, Qatar, Oman, Egypt, all Middle East. It's called as MENA region, Middle East and Africa. So, and as far as I'm concerned, Middle East is, as you said, the tax-free country, first of all. And for us, it is very easy to go back to India. And also, like, usually every year, 2 or 3 times, we move back. We used to go to UK for some seminars and all. For last 4 years, it was not happening, mainly for last 2 years because of this pandemic. But I think in the future, I can remigrate to UK or Canada. That is what my plan.
Sure. Thank you again.
And
yeah, as you said, UK is one of the best countries in the world to live with.
yeah, and to tell about Nigesh, he was a nightmare for me, I should say. So when he was doing PG, every day he will have lots of questions. If I teach one line, he will have 10 questions. So every day I have to prepare overnight and go to the college. The same bus we will board. So in the bus, he will start his questions. So I remember those wonderful days. And nowadays, there is no student to ask any question. That is our PG stage. Anyhow, very nice to have you here, Nigesh. And it's. I hope you'll stay back till these two people finish their sessions. Or are you in a hurry to go?
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you for this.
Are you in a hurry to go, Nigesh, or will you be here?
No. I'll be joining.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Okay.
I'm very happy to be part of this work.
Okay. So, Gayatri, next, shall we move on to you?
Yep, sure.
Welcome.
So, can I start? Okay, I'll start. So first of all, I would like to thank Mridula ma'am and the department who is behind her, who has initiated this, and it's really a good one. And probably this will help everyone, I guess. And so a little background about myself. I'm born and brought up in Coimbatore, and I have done my BSc in mathematics in CMS College of Science and Commerce, and I am 2006 passed out. I studied along with Shalini, and Shalini ma'am is my good friend. Is a very good friend of mine. And after that, I joined my MSc Mathematics in PSG College of Arts and Science. And I did not continue. I was just there for a semester. And yeah, I'll just go to my history, a quick history of myself, how I got into this job and all. So there was an assignment which I have to finish. So I wanted to meet one of my friends to discuss and do the assignment. So we thought we will meet up somewhere because I had some work on that day and she had some work on that day. So we ended up meeting in PSG College of Technology, where there was a campus interview going on, off-campus interview. And trust me, I do not have any idea about off-campus interview or anything, because at that point in my life, I had only one ambition of doing or pursuing my PhD in mathematics. So I don't know what is going on. So we thought we will get an AC room so we both can sit and do our work. So we went there. And I took the aptitude test, and then I didn't know that I would get cleared and all. I was not an idea to go for a job or anything like that. So we both got cleared, and then there was a group discussion. That was the first time in my life I'm even attending an aptitude or a group discussion or things like that. So yeah, we went for it. And again, I got cleared, and there was a HR round. And in the HR round, there were a lot of questions with respect to operation research. And I had all the papers which I studied in my BSc were all my favorites, but OR is something which was very close to my heart, which is still as well. So when they asked me my interest area, I said operation research. And they asked me questions left and right with respect to OR, and I was good in that, I guess. So I answered everything, and they selected me as well. And that was for Tata Consultancy Services. That's my first company. And I didn't know. I was next day I went to my college, and it was all going fine and things were all normal. And one fine day, maybe after 2 weeks or something like that, that was the first time I even created my mail ID. And I got an email from TCS saying that I have been selected and they will tell us more. So even that time I did not encourage that. I just ignored what the email I got, and I just continued my MSc. I guess it was just the first, not even the semester exams were there. And there was a meeting that happened in Madurai where they invited all of us, and few people from Coimbatore went to the meeting to attend. And they said the salary is 12,500. This is all in 2006. 2006, yes, I passed out in 2006, and this was in the second half of 2006. So I came back to the college. Yeah, I know what is going to be my salary and everything and things like that. And I went back to my college on Monday, and I told my staffs that, so this is what it is. And yeah, I generally speak with all the professors as well. So I told them that this is the salary, and I'm not planning to go because my aim is to do PhD, and I'm not interested in any of these. So every single staff in my department were brainwashing me to take up this job offer because it's paying, it's a good paying job, right? So we can study as part-time and things like that. So they forced me literally. And Tata Consultancy Services is one of the best or the top companies in India. So they were like, go for it. Because for a BSc getting a job, I can say I'm lucky. So I got into it. And definitely I know I performed very well in the interviews as well. So I took the job, and I worked for TCS for around 3 years, and then 3.5 years, and I jumped to IBM. Because yeah, money was one of the need for me at that point in time. So I jumped to IBM. And I'm still with IBM, and it's been 11 years I'm with IBM. And I did my MBA part-time from Anna University when I was in TCS in 2008 to 2010. And right now I am pursuing my master's in information systems because studying in US is one of my dream, right? The going to abroad and getting a degree from a different country, it's really valuable, and it's too expensive as well, but it's valuable to have one. So I'm doing it now. So probably after this, I'm also planning to do my PhD in information systems as well. So let's see how that goes. It's just my hope, and I'm not very sure how it's gonna happen. So this is a brief background about me. And with respect to my family, I'm married and I have a 5 years old daughter. My husband and my daughter are in India, and they were planning to join me back. I'm in US for work. I came on a visa, and I thought I wanted to utilize this time here. So they are still trying to join me back here. If they are not going to make it in another couple of months or 3 months, I'm planning to shift back to India, and probably I'll see if I get some other opportunities to get back here or settle down in India. So that's going to be the future plan. So this is a quick background about me. So before I give it all to you, I have one suggestion which I have always followed in my life is you guys have to ask questions. Okay, it's right or wrong. There is no right or wrong in life, first of all. Okay, so it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. Who cares, right? You have to ask questions, and that is one of my motto from my childhood. And there have been I can say there are 0 meetings I have kept my mouth shut. So it annoys people, but it's fine, right? You are just making an entry in people's mind that, okay, let's say I can see Divya S as the first participant in my screen. So if she's asking a question, I will always have her in my mind, right? So I'm not saying we are going to use this opportunity for anything, but definitely it's going to help you in some or the other way. And the question that you are going to ask may not be making sense for anybody else, but definitely it is for you, right? So always keep this in mind. Any meeting you do, either properly attend or don't attend. If you're properly attending, just make sure that you're putting an entry in the meeting. Otherwise, I don't think it is going to be helpful in any ways. So instead, the 30 minutes that you are investing or 60 minutes that you are investing, according to me, time is money. Okay, so I have come from a not a great background. I have struggled for money, and I'm here at this point. So every single minute lost is lost, and whatever you have in your hand is just now. So utilize this now to ask questions, or try to utilize the people that you have got, right? Who knows, we may be working together in another couple of years or so. So this is just one advice from me. I have more advices. If I get time, probably I will go to that. So now back to you all. Any questions?
Yes, anybody would like to ask any question? And I see many of our alumni here, Shabina, Makesh, Gigi. So many names I can see. I'm very happy to see you all. Ria.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have a request to all. That is our old students. We have not seen for a long time. So if you all just on a video, no, just we can see others. It is just request, if possible.
Savita, you also finish your session. Then you all can switch on your video for some time, because some people will not get this internet. This connection will be difficult when you switch on all the videos. So once we finish our session, we will ask everybody to switch on the video. We can have a
ma'am, even I am having the same view, that is the session should be interactive, then only it will be good for us also to interact, because only we are telling about us what is the.
But what to do now? The generation has become like that. Like Nagesh, another person is Gayatri, who used to ask us so many questions. Whether we are in the department or in the corridor, or we are in the classroom, or we are in the bus, everywhere she'll be having questions. And that made us to improve us also, because when they ask questions, we have to answer, so we should improve. So that was a good motivation for us also. Nowadays, nobody is asking any question. Even if you put some question, they are not interested. Why do you put such questions? That's what they feel. And
So, okay, to the people who are in the group, other than the alumni, the students, the current students, I really request or I want at least one of you to ask some question. Let's say something. Just ask what do you like, right? I have many hobbies. I do paint, I do gardening. You can ask anything, anything you want. There is no right, wrong, and nobody's gonna judge you with the questions that you're going to ask.
May I?
Sure. Cool.
I really wanted to know that in IBM, at what position were you at? Like, what was your job?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kanishka, to come up. So yeah, I started my career as a developer with TCS, and then I moved to IBM also as a developer. And I work in mainframe, basically. Mainframe is a dead technology, but now it's a niche skill. They are paying a lot for the mainframe people right now outside. So right now I'm working as a conversion consultant. So there are projects that are running in mainframe still. So if you don't know about mainframe, just go and Google it. So mainframe is one of the robust system and the most secure system in the market. And but it's legacy, right? So they wanted to move forward. They cannot do many things with mainframe. So they are converting legacy applications or main application based on mainframe to the modern applications. So I'm working in one of the project right now to convert whatever are there in written or developed in mainframe to SAP. SAP is another technology, so they are moving everything into SAP. So I have to get them the architectural diagram of how the application has been built and how they have coded the programs and things like that, so they can mimic the same in SAP.
Impressive.
So, thank you, Kanishka.
yes, so Kanishka is one who will make us remember about you people. She is also like you people. She will have so many questions always. Thank you, Kanishka, for putting this question. And about Gayatri, one more thing. I still remember the day when you came to the department with a chessboard and asking me to play.
Yeah. That helped me a lot in proceeding my life as well.
And I just knew the basic movements, and she was a player. She made me to play with her in the department. That was a moment which I cannot forget. Anyway,
Yeah, so I got into PSG College of Arts and Science for my MSc program through the chess tournaments, because I was one of the representative of CMS College, and they wanted the best people in the world, right? So they took me just like in a merit seat. I got a merit seat in PSG. I did have my 80 percentage in my 79.9% in my BSc, but still it's not easy to get into PSG CAS with 79.9%. So I got it through my chess.
So
Any other questions?
Yeah, any other questions? Any of the faculty members would like to interact?
Gayatri, I have a question. What is the difference between working in India and there? Is there any difference?
Yes, there are definitely a lot of differences working in India, studying in India, and working in US or studying in US. I see a numerous difference in that. I do not say this is good, this is bad, or anything like that. I mean, everybody has their own way of doing things, right? And the culture also differs. So here it is something like nobody cares. Whatever you do, whatever you wear, whatever you speak, whatever, I mean, they care for what you speak, but yeah, what dress you are wearing or things like that. As long as you do your work, they don't mind what you are doing and exactly what you're doing, because I work for IBM and I'm studying with university as a full-time graduate student. So they don't care, but it does not work in India. When I was with IBM in India also, I was not allowed to do anything else. I cannot go to a college regularly. Here I don't have things like that. I can take like 2 hours off and I can go to college and attend my classes and come back, and I can sit from the college and attend the classes as well. That is one major difference. And the second major difference I can see is you will be interacting directly with the clients who are paying to you, right? So you will have more visibility into what you're doing, what you're developing, and the application knowledge will be very, very higher when you work from India and when you work from here, because those are the people who developed the systems, like let's say an ATM machinist or the banking systems. So they are the ones who has developed initially, like 20 years ago and things like that, and they are all very experienced people. The people whom I am working with are all more than 50, 55 years old, and trust me, they should be having a good amount of knowledge in them, right? So they that is the difference. In India, you don't get to work with those kind of people, and I have seen lots and lots of gossips being in India, working in Indian environment. So that is one major difference. And here you can see there is the competition is not that heavier, and they don't work for money. They do work for money, but they are not more of money focused people. They live in peace. They wanted to live in peace. So if I can see the people who are at 50 years old, they are still developers, and they are very happy to be a developer, and they are the best developers in the world. When you see in India, people want to keep growing, next. At some point, right, what do you do after certain things? The corporate industry is like a pyramid. So when you are in the bottom level, you can see a lot of people. When you keep growing, you will not be able to get to some point after a certain years, right? So that is one kind of a drawback in India. But yeah, whoever the best will survive. That is the thing in India. But here, though, people don't care. They just work as a developer. As long as they are being paid, they are happy. Their bills are being paid, they are happy. And the cost of living is also very good here. Money, when you convert it to India, it is definitely a good money that I'm making. But the cost of living here, you can easily own a car, you can easily own a house of your own, a good big house, you can say. And education is free here for kids, not for the graduation or the undergraduation, but education is free. Those are the differences. I hope I answered.
Thank you.
Gayatri, I'm Shrija.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you know me. I have not taken classes for you. I've seen you coming to the department. Can you get me?
Yeah. Sorry, could you come again?
I'm Shrija.
Yeah,
think you
ma'am,
know
I
me.
remember you.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
do
you
remember
coming to
you.
the department. Think, are you comfortable in US?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable here.
Your lifestyle, everything. It's good over there.
Lifestyle-wise, it is all very good here. It's very good, but only thing is, yeah, I don't have my family with me right now, so I am just roaming around here with like a spinster. I'm enjoying my life here. But with the family, it will be good. But the other thing is that you will be missing your immediate families. You cannot have your parents here or things like that. So that is one small drawback being in US.
You have totally switched on to IT field, is it?
Yeah, I am completely into IT, but probably if I do my PhD, I will get back to being a professor, I guess. All right. Any
Yeah.
questions?
So, I don't think there'll be any more questions. So,
Ma'am,
Gayatri, thank
can
you.
I?
Yeah, Madhusri, yes, come on.
Yeah, I would like to ask, how was your experience as a fresher, like being a mathematics graduate and getting into an IT sector?
Very good question. Thanks for asking it. Yeah, I still remember the first day when I was in TCS. They were talking about software development lifecycle. I have zero idea what is that about. I use computer only to play chess. Nothing. I used to use our department lab, computer science department lab, and that's how I know our computer science staffs as well. They are so friendly with me, but I don't know anything else other than Fortran. Yeah, I learned Fortran too, but we never learned about the SDLC or things like that. The first day when they were talking about SDLC, there were 500 people in my group. They hired 500 BSc students, and that was the first time they are hiring BScs. It was a big auditorium where 500 people were sitting, and they were teaching SDLC, and the class was over for the first day or second day it was. after the orientation. I was the only one in the auditorium and I was literally crying because I didn't know, I didn't understand even a single word. And I'm a person who cannot stay like that, right? We need to pick it up because they are paying us. So we need to, wherever we go, we should excel or we should do our best. That's my standard I have. So I literally started crying. I still remember that day I was crying and the staffs were there and they were like, hey, it's okay, don't worry. I thought I will go back because this is not which I wanted, right? I have been always in the cream layer and people pamper me all the time. And this is like, there are people who are from computer science background who keeps answering the questions and things like that. And when you go and ask a basic question, it will be like, what? You are in TCS and you're asking such question. But I never mind those things. I still asked. And yeah, it was very difficult for me. It was very, very difficult, I can say. And always we have something called Google where I went and I spent a lot of time to learn. And I started my first thing with C. I forgot the author name, some Bala
Balaguruswamy it is.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. So that was the first book which I mastered. So C was the first language. After Fortran, C was the first language which I mastered, and that helped me a lot. And the first initial 6 months, I have really, really worked hard, and I used to sleep like 4 hours, 5 hours, because I need to know, right? I need to compete with the other kids over there. So it was very difficult. But yeah, once you know what you are doing, then it became easy. Now, yeah, I'm working as a team lead and things like that. Yeah, I'm a consultant now. So it requires a lot of hard work and smart work as well. Thank you,
Thank
Madhu.
you so much.
So, ma'am, I would think we will move on to the next person because I have taken
Yes.
so much of time.
Yes, so thank you very much, Gayatri, for this wonderful interactive session. Making them
One last thing, ma'am, I will probably give my mail ID so that.
in the chat box, even Nikesh, please, both of you put your mail ID and phone number or something in the chat box.
Sure. You all can contact us anytime you want. Feel free to ask any questions. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gayatri. So Savita, next we move on to Savita.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, good evening all. And first of all, I'll thank Mridula ma'am and all the faculty members to have such a platform so that we can interact between others. Now we can see our friends also. That is long time we have not seen. Everybody are not in touch. So thank you ma'am for this opportunity. And telling about me, I am born and brought up in Tamil Nadu, that is Coimbatore, and I have done my UG in Krishnamal College, and for PG I have joined in CMS, and that was the best time. That is best time in my life because all the faculties were very helpful. They were we can ask anything to them. We don't have any hesitation to ask them. They were very helpful, and after that I have done my MPhil also in our college. And in CMS I have started my career in CMS. I have done my UG in 2004 to 6, and PG next year I have done my PG I have done in 2004 to 6, and the next year I have done my MPhil, and in 2007 I have joined as a faculty in Maths department itself. I have joined in our college and I have started my teaching career from our college. Then in 2008, I got married and I shifted to Mumbai. And there also I was continuing with the teaching profession itself because I like teaching profession. So there I joined. Now I'm working in Vartak College. It is a degree college, but there we have junior college as well as senior college in a single sector. That is in Coimbatore, all we are having. In Tamil Nadu, we are having +1, +2 till school level. But in Maharashtra, +1, +2 is college level. It is considered as junior college. So we have that junior college also in our college. So I'm teaching in 12th standard as well as for degree. Degree FY, SY. FY I'm teaching calculus, SY discrete, and TY real analysis. So this is my background. And if you want anything to ask me, you can ask. And as I told you, the session is an interactive session, and I am in a profession, teaching profession. So if it is interactive only, it will be interesting for us to answer your questions. Anything else you want to know from me?
Sabi,
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
good evening. Very happy to see you after a long time. How are
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
How
Ma'am, how are you,
in-
ma'am?
Fine, fine, Sabi. Are you in Coimbatore now?
No, ma'am, I am in Kerala.
Kerala, okay. I couldn't answer I couldn't respond to your message. Sorry, I saw it.
It's okay, ma'am. It's okay, ma'am.
Okay, Sabi.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Thank you.
give the session to others.
Anybody else, if you want to ask any questions?
So yeah, I have a question.
Yes, Gayatri.
Savita. So nice to hear from you. And so you are all teaching online nowadays, or you are going to
Yes,
college?
fully online. No, I am in Kerala and I am teaching in Maharashtra.
Nice.
I am doing everything online only because no other option is there now. Because corona cases are very high in Maharashtra.
Right.
So we have come here in our area. All cases are more. So we thought we will stay back here till the situation comes to control. So we are doing online only. It is a very easy platform online, because from there also I do online. So from here also I am doing the same thing. If the internet is working properly, then we don't have any issue.
So
Different colleges use different platforms. So in our college, they are using Zoom and MS Teams. So according to my view, MS Teams is very comfortable. It is user friendly also. So we enroll, we have a user ID. We will use that ID so that when we we can go through each classrooms are divided. As we are doing offline lectures, same way you will go to a 12th standard, means 12th standard classroom you have to enroll. If it is a degree platform, you have to enroll in each teacher has what all classes she is having, she will be having that enrollment. So if I give my ID, I will get my classroom. So whichever lecture is allotted for me, I will go in that time to that lecture.
Okay, cool. So what difference do you see doing it online and being in person?
The main thing is, you might know, see, usually when Girija ma'am and Mridula ma'am are teaching, what they used to do when our face is not proper, they will ask, you did not understand this? Have you heard that from them? Usually
Yes,
I used to hear that from them. So the same way, I cannot respond to the students because I cannot tell them to on their video. This drawback we have, especially in 11th and 12th standard, because 12th standard we have a strength of 300 to 400 students. So we cannot tell that students to on their video, because when we tell them to on their video, they will talk among themselves. They will show actions. They will do all the, they will distract the class. So we cannot tell them to on the video. So at that time, we cannot know whether they are attending the lecture or not. What I used to do is, in between I will call out the students, because last year 12th standard we were knowing how the students were. So we know who all will be naughty. We know, we will call out them and we will tell them to show their notebook. But when it is a offline lecture, no, you can directly be in contact with the children. But I will tell, I prefer offline lecture, because now we don't have an option. We go for online lecture. Offline lecture is 100% better than online lecture.
Okay, sure.
Because see, they are telling that they are in the lecture, but we cannot see, no, whether they are they are listening to us, or they have switched on the laptop and they have gone somewhere.
Yeah, true.
Such problems are there, but we cannot do anything. No, we don't have any other option. So we are going for this. And especially the part is, we work a lot for conducting exams, because here everything is MCQ types. So for that, we have to work a lot to prepare the question and to prepare the answer key. But what the students are doing, they discuss among themselves and they will give the answer. So, and these answers we are correcting. So we don't get that is I tell that the students who are very good, no, they are not benefited by this. The students who are average students, they will get the marks, but other students, they are affected by this online lectures,
Okay.
especially in exam point of view also.
Sure.
Anybody
Thank
else
you.
have any questions?
Yes, Kanishka and Madhusri, at least, do you have any question?
Can I ask one more question, if I am allowed?
Max. Can any of the current students tell me why you have chosen Max as your subject? Nobody to answer?
I want to become a
Because I find it more easy to understand than to learn, mug up, and do some stuffs with theory subjects.
Okay, so other subjects you won't be able to understand?
No, not like that. It is like a part of my life where I
You
keep
are a
solving
TY
problems.
student. Are you a TY student?
Sorry, TY
Sorry, third year BSc student?
Yeah, the second.
second year.
Okay. Any other answers? Why you have chosen the subject?
I want to
I
become a
think
teacher.
may
Yes.
I think it gives us a bigger platform, like to choose in future, like in life, you can choose whichever field you want to go if you have a strong base in mathematics.
Yes. Any other?
Rashid has something to tell.
Yeah, ma'am. I want to become a teacher in B.Ed, plus use secondary, and I love maths, so I took it.
Yes. So, and one more thing, have you anybody, when you learn a subject, for example, differentiation, if you are learning, have you seen what is the practical application of it in your day-to-day life? Anybody? Any topic you are learning, have you at least once, if have you thought that where it is used, why we are learning that subject? Have you done that?
In trigonometry, I do it, but in integration differentiation, trigonometry.
See, children, as a maths teacher, what I used to do is, when I start with usually in +1 and +2, that is +1, I take one lecture as a motivational lecture. What I used to do is, because the children, they come, that is, they used to tell us this question. I used to ask that students also. They used to tell us, we want to go for engineering. We want to go, we want to do that subject. Don't think like that. See, each and every topic, if you are learning, you should know why you are learning that topic. So when you learn that topic, no, first you see what is the day-to-day use in that topic. See, when you understand that, automatically you get an affiliation towards the subject. You will feel to learn that subject, so you will get an interest towards the subject. Getting it? See, if you know math, especially biological applications, if you go to biological applications in mathematics, especially in partial differential equation, differentiation, everything, biology has a lot of application in it. If you learn about that, no, if you are anybody is planning for your higher studies, if you go, whenever you are choosing a topic, whenever you are starting to learn a topic, whichever topic you are starting it with, search in, now you have a very good platform, you can Google it, and you no need to go for textbooks, or just you Google it, where it is used in your day-to-day life, so that you will get an interest towards the subject. If you get an interest towards the subject, no, automatically you will start learning the subject. That's all, ma'am. Any other questions? Anybody?
So here for PG final year, we are actually giving a project, and this is what we ask them to do. Choose one particular area and see where it is applied, how it is applied. So maybe my latest student, she is doing Fibonacci series in stock market. So how
Ma'am,
was it?
I have learned a lot from you. My spectral method now also I remember it, ma'am. And I know everything. Whenever anybody tell me to explain, no, ma'am, I no need to go and refer my thesis, the thesis work. Directly I start explaining. That is because of you only, ma'am.
Yeah. So, I think this year we have introduced it for final year UG also. So they did a wonderful project this time. They were doing with this coronavirus. So how they made a statistical analysis on it. They were collecting data. Then they did a statistical analysis. They used the SPSS package and brought out some results. So some
Ma'am, we have also done the same thing, but not now. But when the Dingo was there, at that time, our TY students have done this with the help of regression model.
Yes.
They have done the same thing, regression model. They have taken an area, and in that area, how much people were affected by dengue, and what are the measures. And we have handed over it to municipality so that it was easy for them to do the survey.
Yes.
So these are the uses of learning maths, children.
Okay. So any other question or any staff member would like to interact with any of your alumni? And other alumni, Shabina, when are you going to speak?
Ma'am, in Maharashtra, exam is online or offline?
No, exam is cancelled. HSC exam, 12th standard exam is cancelled, and semester exam, it is going on now. It is scheduled in next month, and it will be online exam only. We don't have offline exam. It is MCQ type questions. We are asking applicatory oriented problems as it comes in JEE all, no? So we will be asking applicatory oriented questions. So this time we have trained the students to learn in such a way that they can apply the things in their problems. So so that they can especially in when you take Stokes theorem, I am teaching in TY Stokes theorem, the related topics I know very well. So we tell them to learn that theorem and how to apply that in problems, so that such problems we are asking them, they can they have to work out. Without working out, they won't get the answer. So such type of question we are asking them, and it is for 50 marks. It is purely online. Anybody else?
I can't see.
Nice to see Savita ka. Very happy to see you.
Shabina. Yes, Shabina,
Hi, Mridula ma'am.
you can on your video.
Uh,
Shabina.
Sabina. Yes, ma'am. I was about to tell it, ma'am.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Here it's morning.
You don't have any change at all.
I don't have anything. I just want to say hi to
Sabina,
you and my friend.
நம்ம பஸ்ல போகும்போது எப்படி பார்த்தனோ அதே மாதிரியே தான் இருக்க நீ.
Thank you, Ka. Thank you so much, Ka. Gayatri, I'm happy to see my classmate come friend Gayatri. And sorry, my battery is low. My kid was shouting. That's why I was not able to switch on the video, neither talk. But I was listening from the beginning till the end. It was I'm so happy to see you all as well and hear from Mridula ma'am and Shrija ma'am. I'm glad that the department is still doing great things. Ma'am, do you want to hear from me anything, or do you have any specific questions for me?
Not today, not today. We will fix a date for you, Sabina.
Definitely, yep.
Because topic today.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to everyone, and let you all know that I did listen the complete meeting right from 7:30 to, I mean, here the timing is different, but I did listen to everyone. Thank you all. Thank you for this opportunity, ma'am. Yep. Good luck to all the students.
You give a date, Shabina. I hope you are in the group. Have you joined the group, Shabina?
Yes, ma'am. I did join the group. I was cross-checking with... Yeah, Savita also pinged me saying that Mridula ma'am should have sent you the link, and thank you so much, ma'am. I did join that group. Yep.
So you please give a date for your sharing.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Will do, definitely. I'll keep in touch with you, ma'am. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Then
thank
any
you.
other alumni here, please raise your hand, because I'm not able to identify as the names are different. It's not your name, some person. So I don't know whether any other alumni is here. Sridevi, Srinivasan, Sridevi.
Ma'am, from our batch, Aisha has joined, Gigi has joined.
Aisha, please show your face and say at least hi.
Aisha, Gigi, Mahesh, Danya, all have joined, ma'am.
Anushree, yeah, please, all of you, please show your face.
Ma'am, Anushree is not from our batch.
No, not your batch. She is later.
Yes.
So all of you, if you just unmute and say hi, it will be good. And we'll fix a date for.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, and Nigesh, so you were here for all this time. Thank you very much. I think you are sitting in the car all the time.
No worries, ma'am. It's a pleasure because it will take half an hour 45 to reach my home. So I thought it is better to stay in the car.
Okay. So if there is no more questions, we all can switch on our video, have a screenshot, and we'll meet again tomorrow. All those are free, please feel free to join tomorrow also. And anybody, any of the current students would like to give some feedback? Is Madhushri, who is anybody is giving the feedback? Madhushri, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, have you identified anyone? Anybody? Kanishka, can you give the feedback on today's program?
Yes, ma'am. All I can say is seeing all of these alumni and you guys is like an inspiration that we have to choose, like you guys have chose different paths, like you followed your heart, and that motivates us to do the same. So thanks a lot for all this great session and this active session.
So, shall we all now can we just yeah. I was not ready to face the camera and all. Just yeah.
Finally, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much,
nice
ma'am.
to
And we
see you,
want to
ma'am.
see all the other staffs also.
Yes.
Srija, ma'am, please on the video, ma'am.
Please.
Srija, ma'am, Vidya, ma'am. Ma'am, we want to see all of you.
Is Girija ma'am on the line?
Girija ma'am இல்ல Sabina Girija ma'am இல்ல இப்போ.
ஐயோ நான் ரொம்ப மிஸ் பண்றேன் அவங்கள பார்த்து ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு.
She was in Journalism College and she is retired now.
Okay.
Shalini.
Shalini, please.
Vidya ma'am, hi.
As the online classes are going on, we all look like this only.
Ma'am, thank you so much. We are very happy to see every one of you, ma'am.
Thank you all for joining today. And whenever time permits, please join because very often we'll be having such.
Ma'am, എത്ര കാലത്തിന് ശേഷം കാണുന്നേ? അയിനിപ്പന്താ?
So thank you also. Tomorrow also we have a few speakers. Tomorrow I think Joman is going to speak. Then Santosh, Dr. Santosh. He completed his master's degree from our college recently only, and very soon, within 3 years, he completed his PhD. So I would like to introduce him to you all. So if possible, please join tomorrow. So Santosh is speaking tomorrow. Joman is speaking, and I think one Aravind, who is taking TNPSC coaching now. He is a TNPSC aspirant, so he is taking that coaching. Okay, I thought let him also share his views so that these people will get an idea if they go for such coachings and all. What is the? So anyhow, thank you all very, very much for joining today, and if possible, join tomorrow also. So shall we